Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to PKFX YouTube trading channel. So this video would be the trade update for AUDCHF plus another new trade entry which is GBPUSD and a potential trade entry for USDJPY as well. So just to go on very quickly with AUDCHF, as you know, we have been holding this particular trade for the past few days, and right now the market is still actually in the 4-hour time frame. All right, still making a new higher high and a higher low. And if you see, we have been holding this trade ever since we entered over here when the market made a higher high. So this was the higher low and higher high, and this was the moment it shifted, and then we entered this particular trade in this candle over here. And the expectation is, as per the arrow that I drew over here, where I said that it has to strongly break through this next resistance zone over here, this box over here. But the TP that I'm expecting is all the way up here to a 1 to 3.5 risk to reward ratio. So far the trade has been holding well. There was a point of time we almost got stopped out, but decision was made to continue to hold, and I believe it was a good decision as the market continued to reverse back up. At this point of time, when the market came back down, the reason for holding was because you could clearly see the market was still making a higher high and technically a higher low. Even though it came all the way down here, compared to this higher low, this would have still made a higher low, which end of the day was somewhere here, right? Before it made the new higher high, and now it made another new higher high, and this is the higher low, and I've marked it clearly over here for the 4-hour time frame. The difference here is what I did is I decided to move the stop loss into this yellow line over here as a break even, or slightly more than the break even, at 0.55050. So in case if the market choose to break this, and now the 4-hour time frame also turns bearish, the daily is already bearish, the weekend is bullish, right? So we are going as per the trend. But if you look at the daily candlestick, if I just go back to the daily candlestick, it was actually a sell. So this could just be a pullback before eventually selling downwards. The only good thing is the daily EMA has been slowly building up, and it's already entering our stop loss area. I could choose to accept the stop loss as it is, but since the market has been going upwards and we have been holding for quite some time, I believe it's logical now to secure our capital and be on slight profits, because if at all for any reason we break this, the 4-hour is going to turn to sell. So the probability is now stacked against us instead of being in our direction. The good part is for the 4-hour candlesticks, the EMA has also been gradually building up. So I'm expecting some sort of a push once again to make another higher high. But the decision right now is to continue to hold, and because I've moved the stop loss to slightly above the break even, so now I'm technically risk free in this trade. I can let it run and let it do whatever it want to do. So I'm going to continue to hold AUDCHF. Now moving forward for GBPUSD. Now for this trade, GBPUSD, I've already entered the trade. It had a very strong confluences as per my strategy. The weekly is a sell, the daily is a sell, and the 4-hour is a sell. We can quickly have a look. So as you can see over here, the weekly is a sell. This is the lower low, this is the lower high. The market is now retracing. I'm expecting for a continuous push until this particular zone of interest over here. The daily is also a sell, so it was a strong sell, had a good reasonable pullback, and then it came back down and it broke this so-called support area. Now it broke down and closed the daily candle down like this, right? It closed the daily candle down like this, confirming the breakdown, and I believe right now it's merely retesting, and I'm expecting it to continue to sell downwards. All right, now if I move to the 4-hour candlesticks, right, the 4-hour candlesticks technically is a sell. It came all the way up here. If the market closed above the previous lower high, and this is the lower low, this is the lower high, if it closed above this, it would have made a new higher high, turning the market into a bullish momentum. That would have been a shift of structure, but it did not. Technically, it closed below. Therefore, this sell structure is still valid. Hence, I've decided to continue to sell because this is clearly as per the trend. And in fact, during the weekly game plan, this is what we were expecting. This arrow is what we were expecting, and the market actually did that. And now it's pushing downwards. If I go to the 30 minutes candlesticks, this was the entry point. Upon entry, to be honest, the 30 minutes candlestick, I mean, to be fair, right? The 30 minutes candlestick did make a new, higher low, lower low, lower high, and then lower high and another lower low. However, this candle, it broke above. So 30 minutes right now is a buy. When I entered this trade, it was a sell. So I was going with the trend where the 1 hour, the 2 hour, the 4 hour, all the lower time frames were also a sell. Right now, the 1 hour is still a sell, and I'm going to continue to hold this. I see a strong rejection of the 1 hour candlesticks as well. The EMA for the 30 minutes candle and the 1 hour candle, and also I believe the 1 hour candle. Yeah, the 2 hour is still at the moment in decision, but the 1 hour and the 30 minutes have acted as a support. So I need a durable breakdown, but I'm not gonna take immediate decision on this trade. I'm gonna let it run. The confluences really lined up to my strategy, and the weekly, daily, 4 hour is also lining up to my strategy. So I've decided to risk 1% for this trade instead of 0.5%, and the stop loss is 48 pips, has been set above the 1 hour candlesticks, above the highest wick point of the 1 hour candlestick. So if at all the stop loss is hit, right, the 1 hour has shifted structure. So it is a reasonable stop loss. Could have been higher over here above the area of interest, but in order to have a good 1 to 2 risk to reward, I've decided to keep it at 48 pips and take profit over here before the next zone where the support and resistance comes in and the candles can make a reasonable push. So I'm going to let this trade play out, and I've updated the journal as well. So you can see GBPUSD was the trade, right? This is the entry point at 1.32265. This is the stop loss and take profit. The risk to reward ratio is 1 to 2, and I entered about 8 p.m. my time. That's a New York session, and it's a sell. And I've updated saying that I've risked 1% for this trade. My emotion was calm. The trade reason was weekly, daily, 4 hour is a sell. 2 hour and 1 hour also sell, and I had a clear shift of structure. The daily EMA within the stop loss can act as a support. So what do I mean is this one over here, the daily. If I go to the daily candlestick and I see my apology, this should be the 4 hour EMA, right? So let me just quickly correct over here. The 4 hour EMA can act as a support as well, right? Now, what can go wrong? The stop loss is 48 pips as mentioned, but still within the area of interest. And if the market shift of structure to buy in the 1 hour, it can hit the stop loss. So this is what we were discussing just now. The stop loss is 48 pips, and if the market decided to shift the structure from a sell to a buy, breaking this previous higher low for the 1 hour candlestick, it can make a new higher high, and that will be a buy momentum. So if that happens, then obviously we are probably going to hit the stop loss. However, I believe that the round psychological number can act as a barrier. The 4 hour EMA can also act as a barrier, and that is ample of space to play around. So this is a trade that I'm going to continue to hold, and hopefully the overnight swap is not going to take me out. I'm going to continue to hold this trade. Moving forward, for the third one will be USDJPY. Over here, I've already set a sell limit, and to be fair, the market for the 4 hour has shifted sell when it broke below here. When the candle actually broke above here, it was actually buy. This was the higher low, and this was the higher high, this was the higher low. But this candle broke this higher low, making this as the new lower low, this as the new lower high. So right now, the market is actually in a sell momentum for the 4 hour candlesticks. However, the daily and the weekly is still a buy. This market, if I really zoom out, it's almost at the highest point, so it's not really an ideal trade to be taking a trade that is already near to the highest point, because you don't know when exactly the trade can suddenly have a strong pullback like this red candle over here, right? However, I believe that this market has ample of space to make a few more run, and the TP that I'm setting is not above this previous highest point that it has achieved as well. So the EME for the 4-hour candlestick is also climbing up. The round psychological number 159,500 is also there. So the stop loss I'm expecting to be below these 2 points. I gave about 29 pips over here for the stop loss. I've already set a buy limit. The market has not hit it, to be fair. This trade, if it activates, then this would be the third trade that I'm holding. So hopefully it gets activated as well. But unlike the GBPUSD, I'm only going to be risking 0.5% for this trade, half of it, because like mentioned, it's at the highest point right now. So anytime it can have a very strong pullback. I want to secure this trade as soon as possible. But the risk to reward here is 2.5, 1 to 2.5. So that's about it. That's the trade update. The trade entry was GBPUSD. Right now, we I would say on losses. AUDCHF, currently we are in profits. So I do not want to look at the lower time frame. I prefer to zoom out and look at minimum at 4-hour candlesticks. So AUDCHF is going well, and GBPUSD just started. So let's see how it turns up in the next few days. All right, guys, that's about it. Thank you so much, and have a good day, guys.